Welcome, welcome, good people, to another video. There's wind. I just hope it doesn't distract us. I hope this umbrella becomes a superhero and rescue me from the wind. Now, I want to start by talking about how if it's in a family, right? How they actually invited demons and a curse into the family without them realizing this. Okay? It could be your mother. It could be something that your father did some time back and didn't realize that by doing that, they are actually inviting entities to torment the generation to follow after him, to use him, and to also torment generation after generation. Okay? And I want to start by saying, in this world, people do stuff, ladies and gentlemen, right? People do things to maybe be rich, to be a boss in some company where they're working. They want to be the boss, they want to be the mayor, right? They wanna have money in abundance, right? So by so being, they'll do anything, even if it means taking shortcuts in this world, which these shortcuts come with curses, right? Come with inviting demons into their families, right? Come with generational curses. Now, most likely, your father or your mother, right, did one of these rituals where they thought they were doing the right thing, okay, to maybe do some black magic. Went to a witch doctor, told them, I want to have money, I want to have a boss, I want to get a promotion, right? So now, can you help me? And little did they know that by doing that, they are actually bringing curses into the family, right? And sometimes you would find that there were even what you call sacrifices, right? Because some sacrifices even go deep, ladies and gentlemen. Some sacrifices go deep as people sacrificing other people, right? Like actually killing a person for their blood or for whatever they use, right? So it's like that. Went to a witch doctor, told him, I want you to do this. I want to get rich, right? And the witch doctor will tell them, okay, bring this, bring that, bring this, so we can get on with the ritual. So we can do this, right? And little did they know that that is against God's will, right? Little did they know that they were actually inviting entities and demons and curses to the family, right? So they did them things. And this is why you find a family going through suffering from generation to generation, their deaths, you know, there there's nobody working, there's just suffering into the family. There are sicknesses, right? You find that others cannot bear children, and in most cases you find out that people experiencing these things do not understand that the reason why they are going through that is because of what that great grandfather or that great 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 grandmother once did, which is to bring a curse, to invite entities into the family. So these entities have been tormenting this family and making sure they keep this family in that state. So basically, they've been feeding from the family and living within the family, right? Now, as this continues and continues, at some point, God intervenes, okay? And when God intervenes, ladies and gentlemen, He brought you into the picture, okay? So you are his vessel. So He comes in to see what's going on, to see for Himself first of all, right? And also to get you to wake up, because when you came in, these demons that have been tormenting generation after generation after generation, they knew who you are from birth. They knew that the chosen one of God, who's here to stop these cases, has arrived. Okay, so immediately they went to work. These demons, right? Immediately they went to work. Hence why you ended up waking up, ladies and gentlemen, to all these things that are happening. You realized, something is not right, right? You realize something is wrong. Why am I being treated like this? You decided not to remain simple-minded. You you refused to be the scorn. You refused to remain in darkness, and still by divine, you were still meant to wake up, and God woke you up. Okay? So you realize these things. And I'll tell you right now that this is a situation between life and death. Okay? It's a situation between life and death. Okay? Because these entities, remember, they don't want you to stop the case. So you look back even you realize that pretty much your life has been designed so they break you, they keep you asleep, or they kill you, or they unalive you, ladies and gentlemen, right? Now, God brought you into the picture, ladies and gentlemen, as His eyes, as His light, right? And it's like Him using you to walk on earth and hide in you, right? Because they're not even going to know that you actually carry the Spirit of God, of the living God, right? The same person who is there to rescue them from the curses and bring enlightenment into the family is going to be the same person they're going to be persecuting and looking down on and despising, right? And it's like little did they know that you actually brought freedom, right? And ladies and gentlemen, basically that's it, right? You are battling demons that were invited. This is why this thing is called a generational curse, right? It's because it's been going from generation to generation to generation to generation, ladies and gentlemen, because of something that somebody did a long time ago when they didn't even understand that what they're doing is inviting a curse into the family, inviting demons into the family, right? And this thing has been tormenting a family for a long time ago, right? And you have found people who has actually been unalived in families from generation to generation, sometimes by this family, sometimes this family just coming together and saying, let's unalive this person, right? And just kept quiet about it, right? It goes as deep as that, ladies and gentlemen, right? And it's something that's been happening from generation after generation up until you showed up, right? Up until you showed up, and these demons knew that now a different one then arrived. Okay. Now God's child then showed up. Okay. Because you realize how different you are, my people. You would even wake up to a point where you realize the levels of consciousness. You start understanding that, and you start realizing how these people do not even have that level of consciousness. Okay. Because they are living in darkness, right? This curse has clouded their eyes, and they don't see the curses, right? Now, for you to break these curses, ladies and gentlemen, because in most cases you are the one to even become most successful than everyone in the family, right? After breaking these curses, right? Now, see it for what it is, my people. Recognize it, because what's mostly important is for you to recognize that indeed you are living in a family that's of dysfunction. That's not right, right? To you, in most cases, God would even show you these entities, right? Manifesting these people, right? And you're gonna see it for what it is, and He's gonna make sure that He wakens you up to be able to see what's going on, right? And by the time you do see what's going on, the best thing to do is to try accumulate a source of income so you can get out of those families, right? Because the more you do stay in those families, it threatens your life, because it goes as far as these entities trying to stop you from freeing the family, stop you from stopping these generational curses, and they will do anything, ladies and gentlemen, even if it means unaliving you, right? So these people they can never hear you. I believe you have realized that your voice have never really been heard in such structures, right? They can never hear you. They cannot hear you. They cannot understand what you are seeing, right? So the best thing is to actually move away from them, right? By moving away from them, you allow them to reflect. You force them into reflecting without you, because it's going to be a structure, because these demons are gonna now put you asleep and just feed from you. When you are away, they cannot feed, right? So because they cannot feed, it kills them. They die of hunger. The curse breaks, right? You break the structure by moving away from the structure. Okay. Now, I don't want to make this video too long. I don't know. I maybe think of making a part 2 if I have missed something, but I hope you learned and picked out something from this video. And I want to say, stay prayed up, stay blessed, stay safe. Um, you got a great future waiting for you, right? You got a great destiny. Hang in there. God will see you through. Peace.